My name is Andrew Mould. I'm the Director of the Subregional Office for Eastern Africa of the UN Economic Commission for Africa. And we're here doing this joint meeting with our colleagues from Southern Africa to basically discuss this program that we have with our colleagues in Geneva, UN Trade and Development, UNCTAD, which is on LDC graduation. And we've undertaken 4 studies for countries across the continent, 2 in Eastern Africa, which is Comoros and Djibouti, 1 in West Africa, Senegal, and the 4th country is here in Zambia. So we felt it was appropriate to team up with our colleagues in Southern Africa, given their area of focus on industrialization, to carry out this workshop, both to look at the study which goes into the impact of the AfCFTA implementation on member states, and also just to sensitize the private sector more about the AfCFTA. So yes, we have representation from the 4 countries. We have the consultants on board that undertook the studies for Senegal, for Djibouti, for Comoros and for Zambia. And we've also had some online interventions. We have government officials as focal persons who have also come to Lusaka for this meeting. So it's been a rich discussion around those impact studies. And right now the discussion is turning really to how the private sector can better leverage the new agreement, the trading arrangements under the AfCFTA. Well, actually, I would disagree in the sense that both Southern and Eastern Africa have relatively integrated economies in trade terms compared with West or Central or Northern Africa. So the first day I showed a graphic which basically revealed that both for Eastern and Southern Africa, the level of intra-African trade is much higher than the continental average. So it's for the average country in the 2 sub-regions, it's around 30% of exports already go to the regional market. So there is a very good basis, I think, for the AfCFTA going forward. Well, speaking with the colleagues, we've all been very impressed by the level of interaction and the curiosity that they have. They have a lot of questions around the AfCFTA agreement, and they've been intervening a lot in the sessions. So we've been very happy with the level of engagement we've seen. There's obviously a groundswell of interest, I think, in the AfCFTA moving forward. But the private sector, we also sense, has a lot of concerns, I think, about how they're actually going to be able to trade using the AfCFTA rules. So right now, a discussion is taking place over the rules of origin and how people can attain the rules of origin certification so they can trade under AfCFTA rules. A difficult start for the AfCFTA in the sense that the agreement came into operation on the 1st of January 2021, and of course we were just coming out of the COVID period then. So the negotiations have been principally completed on trade liberalization. I believe 49 of the 54 signatories have now actually not only submitted the tariff offers but gazetted those tariff offers. So in principle, private sector actors can trade under AfCFTA rules. We've had 2 reiterations now as well of the Guided Trade Initiative, which was basically an experimentation of how to trade under AfCFTA rules. And in the first iteration, I believe there was 8 member states that were involved, and in the second time around, many more countries applied. So there's clearly a lot of interest from African member states across the continent to start trading now under AfCFTA rules. And you can sense that there's a sense of impatience as well on part of the private sector as well to put this into practice now. There's quite a lot of external support for the AfCFTA, and obviously given the scale of ambition of the AfCFTA, it's necessary that no one institution can run with this project and provide the necessary support to the AU, the African Union, or the AfCFTA Secretariat. So there are many partners involved. It can be bilateral partners like GIZ, for example, Afrin Exim Bank, the African Development Bank, and of course ECA. We've had a very key role in this agreement ever since the beginning, and since the negotiations began way back actually in 2012, the initial discussions around this, and negotiations started formally in 2015. So it's been quite a long journey, I think. But ECA's had a key role, I think, in helping this come into fruition.